Well, that did not go according to plan. That is not what was supposed to happen there. I reloaded that page and it still went to the end of that song. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry about that, folks. Let's try it again. No, it did again. No. There we go. Oh, no. One love. 94, we were barefoot in the dust. Hand-me-down dreams on a bus we learned to trust. Posters on the wall, faces fading in the sun. Still we lined up in the morning like the day had just begun. One love, one star, we were stitching up a broken hand tie. Brand new sky, every color singing side by side. One love, one star, hey, from the corner store to the corner bar. We were dancing in the dark till the daylight. One love, one star. Mama in the kitchen, radio turned low. Said, baby, mark your paper, let the whole world know. Kids in schoolyard, trading stories, trading names. Different tongues, same laughter, all the lines just slipped away. One love, one star, we were stitching up a broken heart. Brand new sky, every color singing side by side. One star, from the taxi rank to the corner shop. Voices rising, they could never stop. We were dancing in the dark to the daylight. One love, one star. Who remember standing in that line? I heard him, but the hope felt fine. I remember from the township to the city light. I remember we were all one song that night. I remember voices all around, lifting off the ground, clapping hands, stamping feet, every heartbeat on the same beat. One love, one stitching up a broken heart. Brand new sky, every color singing side by side. One star, from the ocean breeze to the mountain pass. We believe those days will last. Nope, no chance. We were dancing in the dark to the daylight. One love, one star. Oh, yeah. Oh, la, la, la. Oh, la. One love, one star. To 94 people believed it was all going to work out. Well, it hasn't worked out very well, has it? Yeah, the Sloat fellow is truly obsessed with me. I'm so far deep in his head. Monica Helmond, welcome again to America. Christo, are you still here? Thank you very much for today. I enjoyed it. So today, folks, I met with South African refugees in Columbus, African who's lived over here on their own for a number of years. Alex, up from Cincinnati, WKRP. Thank you for making the drive, Alex. It was great to have you there. I really appreciate it. Sorry, something just popped up here. They want me to put ads in. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That's not a short drive. And he came up and spent some time with us, which I'm really grateful for. And also to all the refugees who are here. I'd say that things got off to a rocky start for some folks in central Ohio. You know, I'm used to saying central Pennsylvania, but it's central Ohio here. It got off to a rocky start, but a lot of them worked things out. I got to see Jane
she's doing well. She had a rocky start, not because of her, but because of the support she wasn't getting. Things seem to have worked out pretty well at this stage now. This is really good news. This is another one of those, I would say, largely, not perfect, but largely good news stories. And the refugees here are adapting very well in Columbus, Ohio. There's lots of jobs. There's lots of things to do. It's not perfect, but it's a good start for many folks. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Yeah, I'm very sad. I'm angry, Mike. I'm very angry. I listened to that game driving from Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh here, and I was really, really annoyed at the Stormers' pathetic defense. They score a try, go up 24-14, and then turn the ball over and give up a try immediately. Then to give another soft try and another soft try. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. It just shows you that the Stormers are not ready for prime time. They're inconsistent. They're unreliable, and they will probably lose to Glasgow next week at home. Is the Lions. The Lions are in 4th place now. 4th place. They're unbelievable. Oops. Am I disconnected? All right, so I was disconnected there for a second there. Anyway, yeah, so wow. Yeah, the Lions are unbelievable. I'm going to root for the Lions big time the rest of the way. I'd like to see them come through and win the damn thing. That'd be awesome. Yep. But hey, also, guys, I have to admit, I felt a little guilty today because Jane had sent me a lengthy email about how poorly she was being treated when she first arrived. And it was one of those cases where I didn't really respond because I was trying to make something happen. I don't like to send a message back and give people false hope. In some cases, when it's particularly bad, I prefer that they just, I don't want to say think that I'm not doing anything, but don't get their hope up. But Jane sorted herself out, and she's doing quite well now. In fact, yeah, she's doing very well. So it was great to meet her. And yeah, it was a lovely time, folks. I spent 6 hours with the refugees here. It was pretty awesome. That's probably about the second longest amount of time I've spent with any refugees going across the country. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair statement. Even if I had all the time I was with the Hudson Bags, it wasn't 6 hours. The Chobani tour, going to the Twin Falls at their house. Yeah. And then in Dallas, that's where I spent the most time because I had that braai, which lasted for hours. And then I went and visited the refugees the next day. Plus, then I went and visited some other refugees. And so, that was the longest visit. The Maryland was a couple hours and I had to go. So this was probably the Lions must have had an amazing game. Like I didn't see it. I was on the road. Yeah, I was visiting my sister at that hour. So yeah, a pretty pretty awesome. The Lions are 9-1-5 now. That's incredible. They're going to get to double-digit wins here if they can pull it off. That's going to be amazing. I would love to see that just a couple games up. But the Stormers have been exposed once again for. And they started 8-0, and now they're limping along. But they are still in 2nd place based on point differential, so I have to give them that. Yep. The Lions are peaking at the right time, and the Bulls. The Bulls are doing well, too. But the Bulls are in 8th place, even though they have 45 points. There are like 4 teams above them with 1 more point for bonus points, and so they sit in 8th place. They can actually miss the playoff. But it's likely. Do I have a Lions jersey? I do have a Lions jersey, but it's a little tight. I need a double X large. So I don't wear it very often because it's uncomfortable. I need to lose a little weight. Let me take a look at the standings here. So the Lions are in 4th place. They've never been in 4th place. Never been. They have 48 points on the log. They're 3 points behind Leinster. They're 1 point ahead of Ulster, 2 points ahead of Munster, Cardiff, and then 1 point ahead or 3 points ahead of the Bulls. So they could still tumble out of this. But with 3 games left, the Lions, if they got just 12 more points, would get 60 points on the season. That should get them in the playoffs. Even if they're not bonus point wins. It's just, they could get 63 points here. That would be incredible. Incredible. Glasgow must have lost as well. Glasgow lost because they're 11-4 now, just like the Stormers. Who the hell did Glasgow lose to? I didn't see that. I didn't see Glasgow lost. No way. Oh, I'm sorry, the Lions. Yeah, the Lions. I'm sorry, Lions. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I didn't sink in my head. The Stormers missed a chance to move in outright first place. With a bonus point victory, they would have been back in first place, 11-3 or 12-3. But now they're 11-4 and they're still in 2nd place. So, yeah, disappointing for them. Yeah, they lost the Lions. That's right. Yeah, thank you guys. No, the refugees didn't bring me a frappuccino, but I did get a cappuccino. Yeah, Glasgow. Hopefully they'll be reeling next week because the Stormers just aren't that good. It sucks. Berlinda, are you still here? I will be in Lakewood. That's Cleveland tomorrow if you want to come up from Akron. 10:30 in the morning. We're meeting at the park along the lake, Lakewood Park. No, there's nothing to feel ashamed about going to the food bank. There's nothing wrong with that. No. I talked to guys about two issues today. One about the CDL thing, another about some bizarre thing that Ohio has passed some stupid ass law that says if you're under 21, you have to essentially pay like $600 to get a damn driver's license. That is unfair. It's not equal treatment under the law. There's no basis for that. And that was passed by a Republican governor. It's unbelievable. 207. Okay, what else you got here? I don't see anybody named 7. Pitt and Philadelphia. I actually have the game on right now, Alex. I don't care for either team, but I have the game on because it's the only hockey game right now. The one I care about is tomorrow night, the Utah Mammoth versus the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm a Golden Knights fan. That's on at 10 p.m. tomorrow when I do my live stream, so I'm going to have to put it on in the background. So I've got the game on right now. It's just right there off to the side in the hotel room here. I put on a microphone tonight because people were complaining about the sound last night. So, well, just not complaining, but pointing it out. Hey, Jane. It's a pleasure seeing you. Varoshka, what's going on, Varoshka? Okay. The numbers are growing earlier in the stream with people. Max, I checked out that stupid message from him. He's just a nasty person. The guy's so pathetic. I wish I could block people from watching my show, but I can't do that. He needs a hobby and not me. Yeah, the Lions are looking awesome, guys. They look really good. The Lions look really amazing. Really amazing. And I'm talking about 4 today. It's pretty impressive. Oh, they voted. So the Homeland Security thing is over? I didn't see that. Is the no, I don't see anything there. Is it down over? No, nothing's placed on the floor. No, I don't see anything here. Unless it just passed. I didn't see anything. Meanwhile, in California, they've passed a Stop Nick Shirley law. So we need to expose this scumbag. Her name is Mia Bonta. She has a lovely picture of LGBTQ plus and bi and all this other stuff flagged. And this picture of her in this California assembly. She is a fascist who is trying to silence speech. She fraudulently claims that that people serving immigrant communities are being doxxed. Now, it's quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. After the way I was treated by that scumbag from Togo in Rochester back in January. Yep. What does she say here? This is not about protecting people from violence. It's about threatening, intimidating people who are trying to shine a light on a bad light. Who said that? Oh, that's another representative. Let me see. Harassment and threats are already illegal in California. We don't need a new law for that. This isn't about safety. It's about silencing watchdogs. It would allow powerful taxpayer-funded organizations to demand takedowns of videos filmed legally in public and punish the citizen and investigative journalists exposing their wrongdoing. That's exactly right. She said if MAGA can't tell the difference between journalism and doxing, that's on them, because under my bill, there are no provisions related to journalism or fraud. The bill does not infringe on the First Amendment, but sharing the name and address of a front desk worker to intimidate them from doing their job isn't reporting. It isn't investigating fraud. It is wrong. And that's not what's happening. She's a liar. And she's trying to silence people. That's what this is about. She says Elon Musk and his right-wing agitators are intentionally misrepresenting my legislation because they believe that people who dedicate their careers to serving the community should be silenced and forced in the shadows. No, that's what the Biden administration did to me. Someone dedicated to protecting the nation. They tried to silence me and take my channel away. Yeah, they coerced YouTube into taking my channel down when I committed no violations of community standards. And it worked. They took my channel away. 23,000 subscribers at the time, 2,500 hours a month in ad revenue, and they took my channel away over they colluded with a private sector actor, undermining the Constitution. Hey, Hendo, what's up? And violating my First Amendment rights. And not one of those bastards is in jail. Joe Biden is still on the loose, and all the scumbags in his corrupt, fraudulent administration are on the loose, despite silencing American citizens. And what's more egregious is I spent 36 and a half years defending the Constitution. So little hate wankers like that can undermine it. And that's what she wants to do. Independent journalist Nick Shirley, known for his expose on fraudulent Somali-run daycare centers, wrote on X post that the bill would criminalize investigative journalism and misdemeanors, $10,000 fines, imprisonment, and content takedown. Under AB 2624, which is the California legislation, government-funded entities such as the Somali-run California, the enemy truly is within. When our politicians would rather protect fraudsters and illegal migrants, it's time for us to stand up or face massive oppression from the traitors who rule over us. Well, we faced mass oppression for years under the Democrats, and I pointed it out over and over again. Yes, they're pushing ivermectin, and Trump and the Internal Revenue Service have entered a settlement talk over the $10 billion tax return lawsuit that he filed against them. Settlement talks are underway between President Trump and the IRS over a $10 billion lawsuit Trump filed against them in federal court. Yep. Lawyers for Trump asked the district judge to suspend the case for 9 days to allow negotiations to proceed. Department of Justice, who represents the IRS, agreed to the pause. Yep. Democratic lawmakers, including Pocahontas from Massachusetts, condemned the case. While the Internal Revenue Service permits a taxpayer to seek redress for unauthorized disclosures, Congress designed this provision to provide compensation for proven harm, not to confer $10 billion windfalls to a president seeking to line his own pockets taxpayer expense. You know, the only person lining their pockets of taxpayer expense is Elizabeth Warren and her Consumer Protection Fraudulent Agency, which has the deep personal information that it has no business holding, and we have no right to stop them from doing it. They're misusing it and they're abusing it. That so-called watchdog is fraudulent. Consumer Protection, my ass. It's all about government collection of data. Elizabeth Warren had no business doing that. So she's a fraud. She's a fake Indian. She's a fraud. She's committed employment fraud across the world. Is ex-popular in the States? Yeah, it's where it started. Yeah, it's hugely popular here. Yep. Former IRS contractor Charles Littlejohn stole Trump's confidential tax returns and disclosed them to the New York Times in 2019. The following year, he funneled data on thousands of other wealthy Americans to ProPublica. Littlejohn was employed by defense contractor Bezuidenhout and pled guilty in 2023 count of unauthorized disclosure. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. That's the maximum under the statute. But they should have charged him with every count of doing it. That's what the military would have done. Charged with every count, every instance would be a separate charge. The Department of Agriculture has disqualified 1,562 retailers and preventing them from getting $835 million in food stamp fraud transactions. Yep. They'll be expulsed from the program, kicked out. U.S. Department of Agriculture's SNAP program has disqualified 1,562 retailers and disabled 760 illegal point-of-sale devices. Prevention of nearly $835 million in fraudulent food stamp transactions. Wow. Yeah, let's feed the poor. My ass is steal money in our pocket. An appeals court today has allowed President Trump's ballroom renovation for the White House to continue, at least until June when they have a hearing. Oh, yeah, Trump. So that's Daily Investor. Let me read that. Yeah, Trump said that today. I got to make a video about that. Daily Investor. See if I can get in there. Come on. Foot's killing me for some reason. What's that? Yay. There it is. Yep. President doubled down his criticism of South Africa during a speech at Turning Point. They're being persecuted in South Africa. In South Africa, it's a very horrible thing going on. It's genocide. It's a horrible thing. They kill people if they're white. If you're a white person, they'll kill white farmers. Terrible, terrible. We can't let it go on. Yep. Anyway, yep. Ramaphosa's spokesman sent back, "We appreciate our present moment. We're defining our future, owning our own truth. So own our destiny. We're rational and undeterred." So Fakeli said the racist trope that we are uncivilized and animal-like is a race is what Afroformers peddle. No, they haven't. That's a lie. Now Trump's reinforcing his message. Trump never said that. See, Fakeli Mabalul is just lies. The world is on our side and pushing out against this distortion, disinformation, racist branding black people. No one's branding black people. See, these people cry about things that never happen. No one's branding black people anything. No one's branding black people anything. Fakeli Mabalula is gaslighting the world. And if you're dumb enough to believe it, well, then that's the world you live in, a dumb world, because that's not what's happening here. He added, there's no genocide against white people and arguing that black people are the ones who have suffered. That's bullshit. If black people are suffering, it's because of the ANC. Apartheid ended 32 years ago. All South Africans are suffering, but white people are excluded from government tenders. They're excluded from government. They're excluded from the economy. The government puts racist legislation in to interfere in private enterprise and restrict the number of white managers. White South Africans are denied opportunities. They die in hospital from getting treatment. And this is all covered up by useful idiots disguised as leftists. These hateful, self-loathing white racists who reside in the ANC, some in the EFF, a lot in the media, and some in the DA. They deny these things. You cannot deny them because they're true. They're absolutely true. Absolutely true. There's nothing but truth here. And, we've seen it. So I caught the police red-handed in South Africa covering up a farm murder. Caught them red-handed and exposed them. And how many times has this happened we don't know about? Caught them red-handed in Brits, pretending that a torture and murder was a house robbery. It was not a house robbery. It was murder. It was a farm murder. It was intentional. The first night they poisoned their dogs, taking away their early warning for a septuagenarian and nearly an octogenarian, another septuagenarian. The next night, they stole the wheels off their bucky. The third night they came, they tied them up, they tortured them for hours, and then took a couple items to pretend it was a robbery, to frighten, to terrorize, domestic terrorism. South Africa has massive domestic terrorism going on in the rural areas, and nothing's being done about it. Nobody's taking action because the world doesn't give a shit. And South Africa's ANC doesn't give a shit, and the DA doesn't give a shit. Your grandmother's farm murder, the same. Changed to a robbery. Yep. They're not investigating murder at all because they're scumbags. They're racist scumbags. Where's the murder of Brendan Horner? Where's the murder of Edward Neumeister? No justice for those South Africans. No justice for them. Yeah, SAP's been doing it for years. Media's covering up. Yep, and this nonsense from Fakeda. Yeah, the globalist progressive. I know about the UN chart. He talked about the IMF. I got to find that too. The IMF. And so let me see. Ramaphosa, IMF, and World Bank. Yep. He calls for reform of IMF and World Bank. Yep. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You give you handouts and you beggars just complain about it. South African President Ramaphosa called for major reforms to the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, arguing the institutions should no longer be seen as representing Western interests. Well, then you should stop lying about them. They don't represent Western interests. If they did, we'd quit giving you beggars handouts to burn on your luxury homes and cars. He said global financial bodies must better reflect the needs and voices of developing nations, particularly in Africa. Why? You've put nothing in it. Why do you owe anything, Cyril? What contribution have you made to the IMF and World Bank? You're just leeching off of it. You're just taking money and race hustling. You're not owed anything. You're not owed anything, Cyril. The IMF and World Bank, too bad. They spent decades bending over backwards taking care of people like you. And it's time for you to shut your cake hole. He added that a broader progressive shift is taking place with increasing demands for fairness, equity. Fairness, there's no fairness to us. You bastards borrow money, you waste it on boondoggles, you steal it, and then you come back begging for more. Oh, debt relief, debt relief, debt relief. And we do debt relief. And you take more money, and you take more money. And then you tell us we have a program that's evil? Yeah, Emerald, see, I believe it. Yep. That's why I don't understand the question last night from someone who says, well, we'll be able to find a job in America. Well, does it matter if you can find a job in America? At least when you go to a hospital, by law, you're required to be treated. You won't die there because you're white, being ignored by racists. The remarks are likely going to fuel ongoing debates about global economic power, debt reform, and future role of emerging economies. I don't think so. So where did he do this at? Because I'm trying to find where this post is at. So let me see where he did it at. Because all the other stuff is old. Source Ramaphosa. Speaking of the global progressive mobilization in Barcelona, Spain. That's where it came from. Now I know where it came from. I just heard it on the radio. And it's just like, what the hell is this? Ingrates. There it is. There's his remarks. Huh. Wow. Let's see if this is it.
Of cooperation and friendship are being challenged by the resurgence of narrow nationalism, prejudice, racism, and intolerance.
Says the king of xenophobia and racist legislation against minorities in South Africa. The hypocrisy is beyond comprehension.
The resurgence in unlawful wars of aggression.
This idiot doesn't get it. Just keeps attacking America. He sends Rolf Meyer, the Ferreira, to America. He sits up there and attacks America. Wars of aggression. Buddy, you're going to find out what a war of aggression, the way this is going.
And genocide in places like Palestine.
Genocide in places like Palestine. There's no genocide in Palestine. There is no Palestine. Apparently, he's never had a geography class.
Are linked to the ideology of supremacy.
Are linked to the ideology of supremacy. So what's the genocide and what's the racism against white and colored and Indian South Africans? Is that linked to black supremacy? Is that what that is, Cyril? Please let us know. We want to know. Leftist hate wankers. Oh, boy, he's in his element here. And look at every freaking face is white except the dude in the front. They're all white. Self-loathing white racist. Self-loathing white racist. That's what they are, folks. That's what they are. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Let's see if this works. Self-loathing white racist. Wow. Cyril's got a game ranch. Stories untold. Pala Pala. Ritzy joint. Glimmer and gold. Stay overnight. Don't you stray. Couch cushions hide a rainy day. Pala Pala. Where the secrets play. Under the cushions. The cash will stay. Pala Pala. I know my lyrics very well at this point. Cyril. Oh, what a silly Madden. Silly Madden. Cyril the silly man. Let me see if it works. Let me try to play it.
The principles of solidarity, of cooperation and friendship are being challenged by the resurgence of narrow nationalism, prejudice.
Narrow nationalism. I'm sorry. What is Cyril's big statement all the time? Doesn't he always say, we are a sovereign nation. We are a sovereign nation. We will not do what the Americans tell us to do. That sounds like a narrow national interest to me. Yes. Yeah, not being a cooperative partner on the global stage. Yes. Cyril Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa. I need to make a song, Ramaphosa. Cyril came and nobody cared. South Africa is possibly the most unequal society in the world, having inherited this from our history of apartheid. Really? Let's take a look at some data here. So, Gini coefficient, EFFICIENT in South Africa since 1993. 93 present. Here we go. Let's take a look. Gini coefficient. Right. In 1995, 1993, inequality grew rapidly after apartheid. Excuse me? So you inherited this. Let me go back to what he said. Cyril Ramaphosa said the following, ladies and gentlemen. He said, South Africa is possibly the most unequal society in the world. Having inherited this from our history of apartheid, we're committed to this endeavor and hope you will join us. Except that's a lie. The Gini coefficient in 1993 was 59. Under the ANC, in 12 years, it grew to 64. Cyril lies again. Cyril's got a game ranch. Stories untold. Mr. Liar. Telling fairy tales. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Yeah. The Gini coefficient worsened under the ANC, not under the National Party. Oh, he just lies. He lies. Oh my goodness. Oh. 59 in 94. It dropped to 57 in 2000, shot up to 64 in 2005, and is at 63 now. I'm sorry, see what you were saying? Oh, that's not what I wanted. That didn't work out very well. Where's it at? Over here. My tab isn't working properly, so I have to do this. What is it? Control, Shift, 3. There it is. Wow. I gotta see what came up there. It didn't look right. That's not right. This thing is not working properly. Let me do this here. I'll adjust it this way. Let's see. Control, Shift, 3. Okay. My aircon just kicked on. Hey, Alex, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Anyway, Cyril lies. The guy just lies and lies and lies and lies. Unbelievable. What is South Africa's current GDP? Let's see. In South Africa, it is currently 67. It was 59 under the National Party. Now it's 67. That's hilarious. All right, that's blowing right on top, man. I wonder if I can shut that off. Let me just shut it off. I'll be right back. Oh, jeez. I just told it to go off. Let's see if it actually shuts off. It's still running. And that's really annoying. Yeah, the lies are believed by millions of people. If the cat gets pregnant, it's Jan van Riebeck's fault. He wants Africa's debt to be cleared. So he's going to insult the IMF and World Bank and expect that his debt will be cleared. Yeah, the guy is smoking some good ganja. Cyril was on ganja. There you go. Did you get a McDonald's? That wasn't my intent, Jane. My intent was to eat in the restaurant downstairs, but it's utter chaos. There are a bunch of preteen and early teen girls here with their parents for some soccer event and clogging up the hotel and running around like a bunch of banshees and yard apes downstairs. And then there were a bunch of men at the bar next to the restaurant who were making noise, and there was no one serving any food. So I didn't intend to go to McDonald's now. Yep. Anyway. He took his bagging bowl with him. Yep. Xavier's battery's gone. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's why I said it's Jan's fault. Liar. Country's on fire. Yeah, it's true, second chance. Want to introduce you to ex-Miss Virginia, Heather Marie. She's married to a Southland. Really? Okay, that'll be interesting, Max. Look forward to that. Yeah, Loretta, wasn't that cool with Levi and Bruce? That was pretty cool. I think Levi was fantastic answering my questions, explaining everything. I really enjoyed that. And Bruce is quite the talented pooch. He really is talented. Yep, he was really, really talented. So is Sloat here? Hey, Sloat. How's it going, buddy? Hey, Sloat. You miss me, buddy? Do you miss me? Do you miss me, Sloat? I know you're desperate to see me. I'll tell you what. Let me know where you live in Amsterdam, and I'll come visit you. Okay, Sloat? Let me know where you live in Amsterdam. Maybe it's time to make a song about that evil-looking bastard. Gets me is how whites seek to improve themselves in their situation. Many blacks see if you do well. Exactly. Cheryl knows the U.S. will be coming for him after the MTN stuff. Yeah, no, you're right. Maybe he has nothing to lose. He realizes the terrorism thing is going to take him down. You may be right about that. Ooh, Philadelphia Flyers are leading in the third period. 6 minutes left, leading 2-1 in Pittsburgh. That would be big if they win that game. Please come for a group session in Phoenix. Phoenix, not so easy. My sister lives out that way, though. My other sister. Vimpy has been here for 3 months and no regrets whatsoever. All right, Vimpy. Am I seeing you in Cleveland tomorrow, Vimpy? I'm trying to remember. Yep, I think I am. I don't pay for room service, Mike. It's expensive and lazy. No, I only do that for absolute necessity when I come back to a hotel late. I don't do that. Yep. By the way, I'm very close to the Wendy's international headquarters, located just down the street here. Wendy's. Yep. One of my favorite restaurants back in the day. I've heard the name, but yeah, I'm not familiar with the story entirely, Joe, Texas. Own up, Colonel. You're trying to make Carter jealous with Bruce. Bruce is hands down smarter than Carter. Hands down smarter than Carter. Sorry, Ronaldo. That dog is incredible. Yeah, no, he is absolutely incredible. Jane just gave 140 Rand super chat. Wow, Jane, thank you so much. Wow, appreciate that. I didn't know he was from South Africa. Let's make a song for Bruce's service dog. Yeah, maybe. Cool. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. Hey, should we do that now? Should we make a song about Bruce? I have to leave Levi. I don't have her permission to put her name in it, but I don't think she might be doing about Bruce. McDonald's where fathers and children meet. Yeah, Varoshka, Bruce is something else. So it was interesting talking to Levi. She said that she named the dog after Robert the Bruce. Like, this girl even knew who Robert the Bruce is. I was impressed. Anyway, yep. So how are we doing here? Let's see what else. I missed something. There's John Edmund Fundavest. Oh, how are you, John? John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people scream and shout. There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da 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 da. How's the trip so far? Well, the drive to Pittsburgh was quite lovely. It was sunny and but it was hot. And I spent some time with those Toysons. Kim came by, very kind of her to join us. And it was a lovely visit with those Toysons. So, I mean, I've seen them at least 3 times at Gordon's Bay, or not Gordon's Bay, at Somerset West at my meet and greet. And now at their home in Pittsburgh or Carnegie. And now again at their home in Carnegie. So one day they're going to come see me as I keep going to see them. They might start to think I'm a stalker. I might have to be careful about going out there. So that went very well. This morning left, and unfortunately in the long drive here, the Stormers choked away a victory. That kind of sucked. Yeah, so that kind of sucked. But then I went and saw my sister. That was nice to see my sister, my little sister Jennifer, who pops on the chat every now and then. It was good to see her. And then came up to Dublin. She doesn't live too. She was about 20 minutes away. Came up to Dublin, checked into the hotel, went over to the location where a bunch of the refugees are at, and we had a lovely time. It was amazing. So here you go, folks. Here you go. Somebody else had discovered today about refugees, and let me explain this to you. So all the talk about who's coming, who isn't coming. Again, I've confirmed more Indians here from South Africa as part of the refugee program. I've also confirmed Muslim here from South Africa. Look at that. I thought it was just white Christian farmers, not for Congress. Apparently that was all lies. Of course it was all lies. I said it was all lies from the outset. Absolutely. Yeah, so more nonsense. Also, I've talked to refugees who had served in the police service in difficult times, and they got over here. People had told some refugee aspirants that if you had served in the police or the military, regardless of the era, that you stood very little chance of getting approved as a refugee. Time and again, I've proven that's false. I've spoken to refugees many times over the past several months who served in the police, and many people served in the border war, and all of them came over because they didn't commit human rights abuses. They didn't do anything wrong. So if you don't do anything wrong, you're not going to be in trouble. And they weren't in trouble. Where are people going? People are leaving. We're at 88, 89, 90. Now we're at 85. There's 89. Oh, must be the way it does the data. Dean Bota, good morning from South Africa. Oh, I love that fancy. That's pretty cool. Brother, for real? What's going on? Proudly born, my see. What's going on? How you doing? Joe Texas started following Levi and Bruce after the interview. Well, how's it going? You enjoy keeping up with them? You know, that video. Did somebody just score? No. I thought somebody just scored. But yeah, that video hasn't got nearly as many views as I thought it should. Only 2,000 something. Let me see, 2,300. Oh, wait, 3,000. Hit 3,000. That was pretty cool. Yeah, 3,024 views. Kind of disappointed. I thought I'd do more than that. It was a really cool story, though. So, but you know, when you're desperate for views, you do this stuff. Yep. So before anybody asks me to comment about a video, there's 7. I see them now. Before somebody asks me to comment about a video that a content creator has done, I generally don't comment on people seeking to raise money for good or bad. I generally don't comment on that. So I'm just going to leave it at that because I know someone's going to ask me about this. I'm not raising money on behalf of refugees or to make money off refugees, and I'm not going to get drawn into that conversation. So I'm just saying that right now. Okay, so if you know what I'm talking about, it's best just to leave it on the table. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'll be attacked, and I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not the one doing that, so I'll just leave it at that. 7 says definitely not taking farmers. No, they are taking farmers, but it's not just for farmers. It's not just for farmers. Yep. Yeah, Bruce's fancy is really cool. I also like how she says center and he comes around and she's back. Okay, look at me. And free. And he takes off. Is U.S. winning now or not? Straight open, then close, blockade, close again, uranium coming, they're not coming. Well, we're not losing Langland. I mean, we're not the ones whose economy is crippled because they can't get oil to Germany or, well, to France and to Spain. I hope the Spanish economy collapses. Please let me know if you're coming to Phoenix. Not yet. Well, hang on to the book, Dreeky. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. So this trip is now essentially about half over. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, later home Tuesday. So Pittsburgh, Columbus, tomorrow Cleveland. Going to be at Lakewood, actually, which is on the lake, the west side of Cleveland. And then Monday in Erie. And then back home on Tuesday. Yeah, I need to cover Trump's speech at Turning Point USA. I need to cover that. So I'm going to find that. So, yep. And record what he said. So I'm going to make a video about that. Yeah, I haven't seen much about Trump's speech. Who's losing their mind? News 24 didn't say much about it. That's not what I want. Did Times Live say something about it? Or the Daily Maverick? Okay, drug wars, ANC mayor. I see nothing. No one's talking about it. Must be social media. They're not even talking about it here. Mel and Pete Fiona back in South Africa soon to face the music. Private investigator Mike Bolhus warns people not to send money to con artist couple. He said his company recently obtained information confirmed the U.S. intended to deport the couple, and that if and when they return, they would face multiple criminal complaints from alleged victims in South Africa. Well, I don't know what information he's got, but I said they're likely to be sent back to South Africa myself a long time ago. Funny how the Times Live doesn't quote me. They've squandered everything they've stolen, he said. So Mel and Pete Fiona, they're not going to enjoy their time back in South Africa. That's for sure. After saying he didn't like black people, it's not going to go well for him. Sure, Christo, can you send me the link? That'd be great. Because I don't have it handy. But I'm going to use it to make a video tonight once we're done here. On WhatsApp. Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, I don't have it loaded on my laptop or open on my laptop right now. So if you only open on one device at a time outside your phone. Thank you for that, Christo. I'll make sure I send it to myself. Yeah, Ramaphosa. I mean, there's just too many videos to make. Too much nonsense. Ramaphosa is comical. The guy is so funny. Occupation Palestinian land. So there is no such place as Palestine. It doesn't exist. It's a figment and fiction of imagination. No, that land is Judea and Samaria and other things that were occupied by Jews for thousands of years. There were no Muslims. This is a junior religion that sprung out of the Arabian Peninsula in the 640s. It is just a junior religion, and it is an intolerant religion in many respects. In many respects, it's an intolerant religion. This is a group of people who occupy a Christian church and use it as a police station or use it for administrative buildings. But if you step near a mosque, people lose their minds. Welcome, Twinkle Toes. Appreciate that. You've been there a long time now. That's an updated one. Thank you for your anniversary. Well, Broken Arrow, no, the fences aren't being mended. I said they're not being mended. I said so. Of course, News 24 is wrong, and I'm correct again. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Is there a medical term for it? Yeah, there is. I don't know the problem with the name is. For example, is a fluid buildup of bone tissue. No, the cartilage is gone, but there is a fluid buildup in the hip joint because it's trying to compensate, and that causes restricted movement because it just doesn't let me move properly. So I had it drained on January 7th, and I had the stuff injected into it. February, March, April 7th. So I'm over 3 months since it happened. I'm going to see how long I can go before I get another injection, and we'll see what goes from there. Can I share the link? Joe, you need to be a moderator, so I'm going to make you a moderator, okay? Add as a moderator, standard moderator. Okay, Joe Texas, your temporary moderator, you can share the link, please. Okay? See, the rest of the people at the meeting didn't think he is funny. Still think the symbol of democracy. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, Madeline. I've got a lot of emails. I haven't checked email all day. That was my intent to come back this evening and check it, but I didn't get a chance to. I was too busy going through other things. 88 likes. Oh, is that all? 88 likes? 97 people currently here. Okay. A little bit of super chat revenue. Oh, it's in IOL. I hadn't checked IOL yet. Okay. Now. Okay. See, once again, so he lied. Now the newspaper's trying to cover saying the subtle message is savages. Only a racist would infer that from what Trump said. Only a racist would come up with that nonsense. Thank you, Joe Texas. I'm going to remove you as a moderator. Nothing against you. Just I gave it to you so you could put a link in there. Only a racist would come up with that. The subtle message. The subtle message is that black people are savages. Slams Trump's latest genocide comments. Yep. The subtle message Trump is saying is that black people are savages who kill with impunity. The racist trope that we are uncivilized and animal-like as race is what Afroformers peddle. No, they haven't. and Trump is reinforcing. No, so here's the thing. I'm sorry, Fikeni Mabulula. I don't say black people are racist. Or savages. I don't think that at all. But are you denying 850,000 people butchered with pungas in Rwanda? Did you miss that? Have you missed the 5 million dead people in the Congo? Have you missed that? Did you miss the Congolese chopping Belgian nuns apart, storing them in freezers and eating their bodies? Did you miss that part? I'm sorry. Was that committed by South Americans, by Asians, by Middle Easterners, by Europeans? No, it was committed by Africans. Absolutely. So you can sit there and say all you want. No one implied that black people are savages except you. Yep, all the frauds who make the refugee program about the color of the skin are proven wrong every time you introduce the refugees. Yep, and I'm going to get 2 more Indians are lined up to do interviews. Both are afraid to appear on camera, though, because of retribution and what's going on. So we got 2 more Indians coming up, 2 separate interviews, hopefully next week and maybe after that. Yep. Yes, Broken Arrow, it's a cheeky question, but they're definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. Yep. Anyway, we just went over 100, folks. Thanks for tuning in. 100 people currently here. Are farmers being interviewed that's in the U.S.? What do you mean, are farmers being, what, South African farmers? I've interviewed some people farmers. Charles Kleinhaus is a farmer. I interviewed him early on. Yep. I'm not seeking out farmers. I'm not avoiding them. If people approach me and want to do an interview, I do that. I don't hunt people down. I do not hunt people down. Anyway. Yeah, so today was very encouraging. The South Africans here seem to be adjusting very well. Those in Dublin live in a very nice area. It's beautiful here. It's one of the nicer parts of Columbus. Oh, yeah. Well, the 50,000. Yeah. What about, yeah, that's right. Zimbabwe. That's right. in Matabeleland, 50,000 people, 50,000 people slaughtered. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, it slipped my mind. That should be the most obvious one. Yeah. Or about the 25,000 members of the Inkatha Freedom Party Necklace by ANC. Yeah. That were savages. Look, I'm not trying to play a game. We can sit here and pick atrocities committed by white people. Look what happened to the Bosniaks by the Serbians. They executed 7,000 boys and men in Srebrenica alone. We've seen what Europeans have done to Bobby Art. No one's trying to make that argument. But Fikile Mabulula is trying to play the victim and lie and claim that Trump implied that black people are savages. No, Trump never said that. Trump never implied that. This is Fikile Mabulula trying to racialize the argument because the ANC has no basis to stand on. They have nothing. They can't refute anything. The ANC cannot refute anything. They lie about racism in South Africa, but there's 145 race-based laws. There's even a database of them. You can go look them all up from the Institute of Race Relations. Simple as that. Now, they have nothing except lies, gaslighting. And so that's what they do. They lie and they gaslight. That's who they are. That's what they're all about. Yep. That is who they are, folks. That is who they are. Absolutely. No question about it. Hands down, reality. That is, they just lie. Yep. 850. Can you imagine murdering 850,000 people in 6 weeks? Mau. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all these ones I'm forgetting. The Mau Rebellion. Yeah, let's just get. I'm gonna list some of these now. File, new window. Okay, Mau. Then we got DRC. We got Matabeleland. That was 20 to 50,000. What else did I miss here? Darfur, yeah, you're right. ISWAP, Boko Haram, and Al-Shabaab. Yeah, what else? That's just a handful. Yep, yep. They've got selective memory. They're also just outright liars. They just lie, 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 lie. Philadelphia won that game against Pittsburgh. I think it was 2-1 was the final. They just lie. They're practiced liars. They're not savages, but many black politicians in South Africa are savage liars. That's for damn sure. Yeah, Erica Strauss, what's going on? Erica, what's up? Good to see you there. Good to see everyone joining us. Lots of folks in the States. I hope the ones in the States sit through the ads. It generates a little bit of revenue. Yep. Yep, no memory. They have no understanding. It is interesting, to say the least. So I want to thank Jane Seward and Alex for making the trip up this evening, all the way up to Columbus. Jane, I thought was in Columbus, but she'd relocated. She came up here. It was very kind of her. And tomorrow, I don't know if Rulinda is going to be able to make it to Lakewood in Cleveland, but we're going to be. I'm going to be there at 10:30 with everybody. I'm okay, Erica. Just frustrated about the lies and what's going on in the world. So do my best to fight it and keep the truth going. So, yeah, I'm going to make a video on this tonight for sure. War crimes. Trump has committed no war crimes. So the Kentucky governor and the governor of New York have committed crimes. They're oxygen thieves. We should call out the FBI for the theft of oxygen. They are taking oxygen and depriving it from people who need it. Because clearly, even though they're stealing oxygen, not enough of it's reaching their brain. Kind of sad to see. So Hurricanes beat the Senators. There was one more game. Minnesota Wild and Dallas Stars. I don't know who won that game. I don't know that Latin phrase. Something about the day. Etienne McCarthy, what's going on? How you doing? 99 likes, 100 people here, 99 bottles of beer. Send them to South Africa. They will fit in perfectly here. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Oxygen thieves. The Algerian Civil War. Of the 1990s, not the 1960s. Forgot about that one. Yep, that's a bad one. Alex likes Vegas and Utah. Yeah, I like both too, Alex. But I'm a Vegas fan, so I got to root for Vegas. It's a shame that they wound up playing Utah in the first round. She's waiting patiently. Made songs for Bruce. The service dog. Mail it to you. You can have them. Okay. All right. Let me see. Trying to beat me to the punch there, huh? Inbox. Let's see what we get. It's not fair. You get to make a song. I'm busy working. All right. This is taking a long time. My Gmail is not loading. There it is. Oh, come on, man. They're like very slow from the mail site. 300 kilobytes per second. This thing is tested at like 282 megabytes. Why is it taking so long? That's crazy. 1 hour of it. Okay, let's see. Sounds like a teen lacking thing.
There's a quiet kind of hero walking down the street. Paws on pavement, steady rhythm, calm in every beat. No cape flying in the wind, no spotlight on his face. Bruce the service dog is making every day a safer place. He don't bark for glory. He don't chase the fame. He's got a gentle heart and a working brain. Oh, Bruce the service dog, walking proud song, right beside his human, where he knows he belongs. Through the highs and lows, he's steady as the tide.
Loud.
Bruce the service dog, always by your side. When the world gets heavy and the lights feel too bright, Bruce is there to guide you through the noise and the night. With a nudge, a glance, or a soft, knowing stare, he reminds you in a moment you're not alone in there. He reads every heartbeat, every breath you take, every silent signal that no one else could break. Bruce the service dog, walking proud and strong, right beside his human, where he knows he belongs. Through the highs and lows, he's steady as the tide. Bruce the service dog, always by your side. Not every hero wears armor made of steel. Some just bring you back to what you're meant to feel. On your knee when your world falls apart, Bruce don't just help you, he holds your heart. Yeah, Bruce the service dog, faithful through it all, standing like a mountain, never letting fall. In a world full of chaos, he's your steady guide. Bruce the service dog, always by your side. So if you see him working, let him do his part. 'Cause Bruce the service dog's got a mighty, mighty heart.
Oh, that's it. I thought there was more. So people send me a message. Excuse me. Right, back here. So on this day, Colonel, what's at the boiler room? What is the boiler room? I know what you mean. You know, you guys say geyser and hot water heater. It's the same thing. Yeah, I know there's two versions. Okay. Right. Gonna have to make a couple videos now. My subscriber base stalled again, even though I had a good video today. Did that on the road. This morning at the hotel. Let me see something here very quickly. Okay. Yeah, so I had 433. It's only about 40 more today. So that's not a lot. Had a couple good days run out, slid off again, gotten slow. We'll see what we can do about that. All right, guys. Central room making hot water for all the apartments. Yes, that's what a boiler room is. It's a geyser. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Be sure to hit the like button. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to look at making a couple videos now, and I have to get up early to drive to Lakewood tomorrow. So if you're in the Cleveland area, Akron area, you want to come join us at Lakewood, 10:30 tomorrow. And then Alex, are you here, Alex, still for the baseball game? We need to link up for the baseball game. I don't know if Alex is coming to the meet and greet at 10:30 in the morning, if you even knew about it. Alex, if you want to, let me know. We'll figure it out, okay? No, we can't. See, you're just not paying attention, Nathan. I just discussed that. Okay, Alex, so you are going to come and meet and greet, then we can sort from there, okay? We can sort from there, okay? Okay. Yep. Anyway, so Alex, I'll see you at the meet and greet at Lakewood Park tomorrow at 10:30. Okay? All right, sounds good. Okay. And yeah, so all the folks are going to be there. Looking forward to it. Hopefully it won't rain. It rained miserably this afternoon. It kind of sucked, but didn't affect our event. It did affect my visit to my sister, though. I had to go inside. That's okay, Nathan. I just said that. I mean, like literally when you asked that moments before, I figured by the time to type it. No, he can't. He's not. He's okay. I don't know why. Someone published a video and it's just nonsense. What is that site called? It says end of the line, South African news snippets. It's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Let's see what he says.
This is the end of the Afrikaner refugee program.
No.
Ramaphosa's deployment of Rolf Meyer as U.S. ambassador is the beginning of the end of the Afrikaner and
That's bullshit. First of all, it's not an Afrikaner program.
minority refugee.
Okay, so minority. No, it's not the end. That's AI bullshit. That's AI bullshit. There's no end to the refugee program. AI bullshit. Don't fall for it. See, people believe anything. No, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Yep. Anyway. All right. So that's not true, Nathan. It's not true, Nathan Agnew. Not going to happen. First off, the folks in the administration know who Rolf Meyer is, and he's not going to get anywhere with that. Okay. It is a stupid video. There's so many stupid videos out there now. All right. You're welcome, Nathan. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not going to go away. The basis for the program has not changed. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you. Be sure to hit the like button. I will see 50 or more South Africans potentially tomorrow at the meet and greet in Lakewood, Cleveland, Ohio. All right. Cheers. Catch you later. All right. Thank you very much. God bless.